Hi folks, this is our last property. It's called resource monotonicity. Okay, so this time we are not increasing the claim of an agent, but we are increasing the resource or the surplus to be split between or among the players. So here's, if this is the case, if we increase the surplus, then players' award should also increase or stay the same, but their rewards should never decrease. That's the idea. So formally, for any claims problem, CE, and for any a real positive number or non-negative number, E prime, I have an if-then statement. If the summation of the claims is greater than or equal to E prime, which is strictly higher than E, then the reward vector for the claim problem CE prime is at least as high as the reward vector, these are vectors, don't forget, and the reward vector of the claims problem with CE. Okay, so let me go back to this if-then statement and read again. Well, what is this kind of property requires? Well, it says, remember CE is a claim problem, which means summation of CI, I from 1 to n, exceeds or maybe the same to E. Okay, but what about E prime? What if E prime is greater than this? Well, then this is not a claim problem. So we have to have this holds, so E prime is less than the sum of claims, so that CE prime still is a claim problem. Okay? Good. Well, this part is obvious. We increase the surplus. We increase the resource. Well, then, if this is the case, so there are two things basically here. If these two things are true, well then, whatever rule you're using, the award vector in this problem, CE prime, should be no less than the award vector under this claim problem. All right, so if the surplus or the resource is bigger, well, then the award should be weakly bigger. All right, so don't forget this greater than or equal to means Ri CE prime greater than or equal to Ri CE. These are real numbers for every I in n, and we don't have to have strictly greater than for some I. They can be same, okay? So they can be same, but it can never be less, okay? So that's it. This is what resource monotonicity is. So let's give some numerical examples to clear the definition, but I think the definition is almost clear. So let's consider I have the resource 200 and the claim vector is 100, 100, 100. Well, then it says, let's look at another problem where the total resource is, 250. Well, the claim vector, if I change the claim vector, well, I cannot make any comparison here. Okay, that's very important. The claim must be the same under these two problems. Don't forget, the claim under these two problems must be the same. The only difference is the surplus, and the surplus here must increase. Well, then, whatever rule you're using, its award vector should be greater than or equal to its award vector under this claims problem. Okay, so that's what resource monotonicity is. I hope that was clear.